This is a picture of Spanish conquistadors who came to invade and explore different unknown countries in search of wealth. The conquistadors were sent by the King of Spain to spread the Catholic faith wherever they went. This is a picture of French traders establishing fur trades with local Indians. Unlike the Spanish, the French did not want to fight, they simply wanted to gather natural resources and return to France. In this picture, you can see the English colony Jamestown. The English, much like the Spanish, wanted to control much of North America and its natural resources. The English also wanted to establish colonies in North America. This is a picture of a charter, which is essentially a piece of paper given to the colonists from the king, allowing them to colonize a region and harvest its natural resources. Joint stock companies and investors were the way that people who hoped to become colonists could make the expensive voyage from Europe to the New World. Both investors and stock companies would invest in a group of people and their voyage to cross the ocean in hopes that they would be able to pay back their investment with the natural resources they found in these new lands. The Virginia Company was another joint stock company who advertised the New World as a way to get rich quick. Many colonists went on the ships to the New World and began the colony of Virginia. Natural resources were one of the reasons to take the long voyage to North America. If the colonists could find gold, silver, furs, or other goods and export them back to Europe, they could become wealthy. A royal colony is a colony that is governed by the king directly. That means that the colonists signed a charter and had to follow all the rules of the charter. The Northwest Passage was believed to be a river going through the heart of North America. The colonists wanted a way of making the migration to new lands easier and the exportation of goods faster. However, at that time, no such river had been discovered. Roanoke was the first English settlement. However, it did not last long because all the colonists disappeared without a trace. All that remained was the word Croatan that was carved into a tree. The word Croatan means to live into a primitive fashion. John Rolfe was the leader of the Jamestown colony. He brought the colonists of Jamestown back from starvation and disease by planting tobacco seeds he brought from the Caribbean. Once the tobacco was ready, the colonists sold the tobacco to England for gold. Cash crops are the crops that are grown to be exported back to Europe for gold. Some examples of the cash crops found in the colonies during that time would be tobacco, cotton, and indigo. The plantation system is when you have a large farm that required slave labor in order to harvest the crops. The slave labor did not receive any pay for their hard labor. Many slaves were abused. The plantation system were used in providing the cash crops that the colonists exported to Europe. House of Burgesses of Virginia was the first legislative assembly of elected representatives in North America. It was established by the Virginia Company, who created the body in an attempt to encourage English craftsmanship to settle in North America. The Pilgrims were a group of people seeking religious freedom from the King of England. They wanted the right to worship their God the way they believed, without fear of prosecution from the king. When the Pilgrims came to North America, they established the Plymouth Bay Colony. The Puritans were a group of Protestants who were set on purifying the Anglican Church of England. They believed it was corrupt because the King of England had formed this church to disobey the Pope and Catholic law. The king created the Church of England so he could have as many wives as he wanted. The Mayflower Compact was signed on November 11, 1620, by 41 English colonists on a ship named the Mayflower. While on their way to the New World, this was the first written framework of the government in what we know now as the United States of America. Like many colonists, they wanted to escape England to practice their own religion without prosecution. First Thanksgiving was a celebration between the Pilgrims and the Indians for the help the Indians provided to the Pilgrims. The Indians had helped save the Pilgrims from starvation by teaching them how to grow food in sandy soil and how to build stronger, wind-proof houses. The Wampanoag Indians were the people who saved the Pilgrims, but they wanted something in return. so they asked the Pilgrims to use their guns against the rival tribe of Indians. The Pilgrims agreed, and both the Wampanoag Indians and the Pilgrims killed every member of the Indian tribe.